All right, welcome everyone. Ooh, this is loud. I think we're ready to make a start. So my name's Antoine Diemer and I'm with the AITA Secretariat. So welcome everybody to this World Café session on the VCM. We usually run these sessions in a roundtable setting, so completely different setting compared to what we have today. But we'll make it work, we'll be creative. Before I run through a few slides on the agenda, the format of this session, the content, and introduce the moderators, I'll say a few words about ICRA. So you have the logo on the slide. So we're an initiative housed within AITA. And we've been running these World Café sessions for the past couple of years now. The last one was at the North America Climate Summit, if you attended. And it's a good format for everyone in the room to have the opportunity to contribute, say what you think, so as opposed to being passive and listening to a panel. So we hope that you'll like the format, and I think we have exactly the right number of people in the room now for everyone to have a chance to say something and for the groups not to be too big. All right, so I want to say a few words about ICRA simply because we have been leading on these World Café sessions in the past for AITA, but also because there's a topic of the day which is exactly about high integrity service providers in this market and what can we do to enhance that. And ICRA is exactly a program, an accreditation program that does this. We are here to provide an accreditation to all service providers in this market. By service provider, we mean all intermediaries, carbon credit retailers, brokers, also project developers, consultants that do all of these services as well. So a broad range of companies that all have in common that they will transact carbon credits. We're fully housed within AITA. It was formed back in 2008, then merged with AITA, and now we're fully housed in AITA. What we provide as well is the accreditation is based on a code of best practice that we manage. In the code of best practice, we list a number of crediting programs that we have assessed for their quality, and only those that make it to the code of best practice can be transacted by our accredited organizations. So that's another service we provide, which will be probably evolving in the context of the ICVCM's work these days. We're also a platform for collaboration, so we organize events like these, contribute to policy development in AITA's VCM working group, and other things. We are fully housed within AITA, but have our own governance. We have an accreditation committee, a few members here represented on the panel, that decides the strategy for ICRA. And then we've appointed an independent advisory committee last year to guide us on where the program could go next. This is a snapshot of who is accredited by ICRA. So we have 27 accredited organizations at the moment. A lot of logos I'm sure will be familiar to you in this room. And below that is the list of crediting programs we endorse, so that our accredited organizations can transact. A mix of independent programs, but also government programs, as you can see from the list. Right, so I'll get now to the agenda. So a few words on the concept. So you will be discussing two topics in groups of approximately 8 to 10 or maybe 12 now, because there will be 6 groups, just looking at how many people we have in the room. You'll be discussing these two topics in 2 rotations of 20 minutes. So you'll have 20 minutes on the first topic, then 20 minutes on the second one, and it'll be with different moderators. I'll introduce the moderators shortly. These groups will not be moving. It's the moderators that are going to come from go from one group to the next. And then the idea is that each round of group discussion will build on what's already been discussed in the first rotation. And so that by the end of the 2 rounds, each topic will have been explored in detail, and hopefully good proposals will come out of the conversations. At the end of those 40 minutes, we'll then invite the 6 moderators back to the stage, and they will provide a 3-minute summary of the key takeaways from the conversation. And I wanted to also say that Chatham House applies for this conversation. These are the two topics. I hope that you can see on the slides, a bit small maybe, but the first one is on the high integrity use of carbon credits on the way to net zero. If you were here yesterday, hopefully you will have attended a plenary session that took place here, launching AITA's guidelines on this topic. But essentially the background is there is a limited role for all the beyond value chain mitigation guidance that we see out there in the market. We have a big gap. We know there's evidence that a lot of corporates don't have targets, and of those that have targets, a lot of them are likely to miss them on the way to net zero. So there clearly should be a role for market, a strong role for market to bridge the gap and make sure there's just more ambition globally. And so AITA over the last 6 months has scrutinized this issue and has launched these guidelines yesterday. And we're just wondering, a little bit, what is next? So each moderator will have different questions for you, but essentially what we want to explore is what other incentives can we try to find for high integrity use of carbon credits? Do we need to add anything like guardrails to the guidelines? Is it something that is necessary? And if so, what could these look like? We have seen, criticism of the role of markets. So how can we make these guidelines even more robust? We're looking forward to any suggestions on the topic. Could it be that, we just also make sure we support VCM's work on the development of their flexibility claim? So all of these things, just indicative only, the moderators will have their own questions for you. So that's topic A, and then topic B is on end-to-end integrity for service providers in the VCM, so retailers, developers. So we have on the one hand, we have ICVCM that is trying to set the benchmark for high quality credits. We have other initiatives like VCMI, but also now AITA with a guideline trying to define what is high integrity use and claims of these units. And then in the middle is all the space of that ecosystem with all intermediaries, and we want to discuss, what does high integrity look like for all of these organizations acting here in the middle and serving clients? Are there any missing assurance mechanisms? What makes a high quality and a high integrity service provider in this market? What are the right levels of governance, of transparency, reporting, all of that? And is an accreditation such as the ICRA accreditation the right approach? And if so, where could it expand, both in terms of criteria, but also in terms of the types of service providers that could obtain the accreditation? Each moderator, again, will have their own questions, and I'd like now to introduce them one by one. So for topic A, we have Sandeep second here on the stage. Sandeep is co-founder and director at VNV Advisory, is also a member of ICRA's accreditation committee and a member of AITA's council. We have Jonathan Shopley as well, another moderator for topic A, also ICRA member and on the AITA council. We have Robin Green, head of partnerships at Carbon Place, also interested in the accreditation. And then topic B, so we actually have 3 men and then 3 women. It's not at least we have gender balance. Mathilde Mignot, who's Group Director of Nature and Tech-Based Solutions at EcoAct, who is also Vice Chair of ICRA. Katarina Kolosiova, who is ICRA Chair and Head of Carbon Sales at STX Group. And then last but not least, Astrid Mansiu, who's Expert Markets Policy and Guidance at Forliance, another ICRA member. So thanks very much for being here to guide these conversations. And what I'm going to leave now on the screen is this slide, which highlights what you're going to be discussing. So we're going to be forming the groups, but groups 1 to 3 are going to be discussing topic A first. And then groups 4 to 6 are going to be discussing topic B, and then we'll switch. What it means for the moderators is taking Sandeep. So Sandeep, you will be moderating conversations for 20 minutes with group 1, and then you'll be moving to group 4. So hopefully this is straightforward enough. All right, and what I would like to mention as well is that there will be note takers in each group. What we like to do after these sessions is produce a report on all the conversations to make sure we've captured everything and that any good proposals can be reflected in the report. So I think I will leave it at that for now, and I believe that each note taker has a page with group number. So what we're going to do, you can see them now in the room. We're going to do group 1 up there. That's for you, the moderator. Okay, so let's use where you are. Let's do this. So group 1 is here. So Sandeep, you're going to be here. Group 2, here with Juan. Group 3, Svea there in the back. Group 4, we have George up there. Group 5, Franco. And I'll be the note taker for group 6, so I'll be down there. So if we could please now rearrange the room, I'll let the moderators go to where they're supposed to go, and then we'd like to have the same number of participants in each group. So like, I think, yeah, I don't know, around 10 participants per group now.